All of life is a negotiation. You negotiate all day, every day. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, you are negotiating. Whether it is negotiating with your spouse, your kids, your boss, a client, employee, or coworker, or suppliers, or for the multi-million-dollar merger and acquisition you're after. Learning to effectively negotiate may be the most important skill you'll ever learn. Yet, no one is taught to negotiate, or to the extent that they're taught at all, everything that they've been conditioned to believe about negotiation is wrong. Yesterday, we began this discussion by flipping your focus on getting to a win-win situation. Instead of focusing on how to get your win, with a hope that they're happy about theirs as well, you first focus on what they really want. What would be a win for them? And with this information, you hold the power in the value exchange. You control the negotiation. Today, we're going to talk about how to find out, how to discover what somebody really wants. There are 3 ways to find out. You ready? Number 1, ask simple, obvious questions like, what is the most important thing to you in this exchange? What do you plan to do with this company after you acquire it? What is the money that you gain from this transaction going to go towards after you sell this? Ask questions that refocuses them on their bigger why, their primary motive. Because see, this also keeps them from making the mistake of getting lost in trivial ego battles when you ask these vital questions. Then when they start talking, answering your simple questions, please shut up and listen. Really listen and keep asking. Tell me more about that. Why is that important? And then what? You aren't agreeing to anything. You're just listening and learning. Another way is to, number 2, we call it laying in their bed. Lay in their bed and stare at their ceiling with them. You want to get into their head and heart. What are they thinking about? What are they worried about? Who are they worried about? What are they hopeful about? Put yourself in their position. Why are they here? Why do they want to make this exchange? What do they want to gain? What are they trying to do and why? Who are they trying to impress? Also, what are their current challenges? What pressures might they be under right now? What risks are they taking? What ripple effects might a yes to this transaction mean for them? You see, once you get the answers to those questions, you will then be able to articulate clearly how you are equipped to help them get what they want, maybe even in ways that you might not have and they might not have initially realized. Number 3, do your homework. Gather as much pertinent information prior to your encounter. What's happening in their industry? What options do they have outside of this exchange? What needs and pressures do they have, or are they under? What are their competitors doing to advance themselves by comparison? What is the low, average, and high market average for what it is that you have? Who is going to be involved in this decision? What will influence their needs, wants, and desires, etc.? Remember, it is as simple as this. Negotiation, sales, influence of any kind is simply an exchange of value. So you, as the one who's trying to gain something, sell something, buy something, get somebody to do something on your favorable terms, it comes down to you finding what they want, what their win is, and then your articulation of how what you have, money to buy, company to sell, job role to provide, lunch location to suggest, behavior to request, helps them get the win that they want. To modify a famous Zig Ziglar quote, you can get anything you want if you can figure out how to get the other person what they want. That's an excellent mantra to have, entering any form of negotiation, sales, or influence. So here it is again, if you didn't write it down. You ready this time? You can get anything you want if you can figure out how to get the other person what they want. I'll tell you what, to help you further here, tomorrow I will give you a half dozen additional negotiation tips that will help you more positively influence, especially during these high-stake negotiation exchanges. These will be tips that I learned by doing, tips that I either learned the hard way by doing, costing me millions to learn, or tips that I learned from others that I applied, earning me millions more than I would have otherwise. So I'll share those coveted half dozen tips with you tomorrow. So be sure you're back for that. In the meantime, let's focus your attention. Who do you want to be better at negotiating with? Is it your kids? Is it your spouse, peers, boss, clients, neighbors, vendors, friends, family members? Tell us who you're going to focus on. Who are you going to help get what they want so that you can get more of what you want? Jot their names down in your Darren Daily journal and tell us in the comments below.